Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, dokie, mokie. Now, before we start, any questions?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay, guys. So let's see what we can get done today. Okay. Now, just so you know, it's okay where maybe it's okay jumping back and forth from. You're going to what we'll be doing today is from page 312 to 314. Okay. To begin with. And then we can see if we able to just manage something afterwards. So guys, we said we could have transducers, okay? Is that clear? Now, generally, the two main types of transducers that we may have are going to be, what we call pulsed wave transducers and continuous wave transducers. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now we already said, but also call it, non-imaging transducers. Okay. And what we said that, these non-imaging transducers here was, that's they had no backing material. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Now, for your pulsed wave transducers, now it mainly says, okay, what would these have? These will have backing material. Okay. Now, with these transducers here, guys, we can get two kind of readings. We can say, okay, we may get regular grayscale images. Mainly, okay, let's do it this way. That, okay, yes, if we use them in B mode. Okay. In B mode, what is that we're going to get? We're going to get plain grayscale imaging. Is that clear? Where, okay, now you guys will see that, okay, yes. Physically, yes, okay, it's the very same transducer. But that transducer can also, yes, okay, be used. And yes, okay, well, we can say it's okay, it's Doppler modes. Did you guys get that? Okay, what are going to be our main, yes, okay, Doppler modes? We may have, okay, yes, color flow. Or we may have, yes, okay, spectral Doppler. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. Now, let's just try to get this one here out of the way. And if you guys want to just, okay, know, that's okay, what we are talking about, that's going to be the fellow that you find on page 313. Okay, so let's first talk of, okay, yes, the continuous wave transducer. Now, primarily because it was a continuous wave. Okay, what we mainly mean by, okay, by continuous wave is that, okay, it's going to be, you can say, okay, continuously transmitting. But we also said that, okay, as a continuous wave transducer was going to be was non-imaging. So here it's okay, you actually, it's okay, don't get an image. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right, okay. So you don't get an image. But your question may then be, then why the are we talking about here? Okay, and that's mainly as okay because this transducer here can be used for Doppler. Because what was it that I said that Doppler mainly as okay was? Just to measure the velocity of blood. Yeah. Did that make sense? Okay, so your continuous wave transducer, okay, well, it will not provide you an image, but yes, okay, it can still be used to provide you with the info, which is going to be as okay, the blood flow of, or the velocity of blood. Yeah, okay. Just as a side note that, okay, yes, this transducer here, mainly because, okay, it was a continuous wave transducer. So that continuous wave transducer has no damping or backing material. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Now, when we look at this transducer here, I think I showed it to you. If not, it's okay, I can always show it on Wednesday. Okay, but it's mainly it's okay going to be a small unique transducer. It's going to just okay be different from it's okay structure from all the other transducers. Now what this transducer here is, okay, mainly it's okay, the important part is going to be firstly, okay, there's no going to be no backing material, but this transducer here has only two crystals or PZTs as we may call it. Okay, and okay, yes, if we, for instance, okay, look at its footprint, okay, it's going to have one PCT, one of the two PCTs. Okay, like this. Now we can mainly say that, okay, this one here is okay, maybe continuously transmitting. And what does it mean to be continuously, or what does it mean to be transmitting? Sending out sound waves. Okay, so that's going to be doing that continuously. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. The other PCT, or the other crystal, if we may call it, well, okay, that is going to be continuously receiving. Did you guys get that? So mainly as okay, physically as okay, only two PCTs being side by side fit into the footprint. Okay, where one is going to be as okay, continuously transmitting, and the other is going to be continuously receiving. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Now, the other point that we said was that it had no backing material. Right, okay. We can say, so, okay, there's no backing material. Else, okay, this backing material was also called the damping material. Maybe as okay, the substance. Okay. Maybe as okay, the component of the transducer would actually as okay caused it to go from as okay being continuously transmitting or receiving pulse waves to as okay turning it into a pulse wave transducer. Okay, but mainly because okay, this doesn't have it. That's why it's okay is going to be continuously blah 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 blah. And on the other hand, it's going to continuously also receive signals coming back. Okay, but due to okay not having a damping material or backing material, there was not going to be any damping of the cycles that this transducer here will produce. Clear? Okay. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Now, since there is no backing material, we can mainly say that, okay, yes, what would that lead to? That mainly as, okay, the consequences of having a backing material or a damping material are going to be reversed. Okay, now we can say, okay, what were the consequences of having a backing material or damping material? Okay, that was mainly going to mean that, okay, yes, we would have had a low sensitivity. The consequences of having, yes, okay, a backing material, we will have, okay, as a broad bandwidth or great bandwidth. And due to, yes, okay, having a great bandwidth, we will have a low quality factor. But, when we say that, okay, yes, this transducer here does not have backing material, that will mainly mean that, okay, yes, the consequences of having a backing material are just going to be reversed. So this transducer here, which is a continuous wave transducer, now what will that have? That low sensitivity is going to be reversed, and you say, it's okay, we will have a high sensitivity. Compared to a pulsed wave transducer, this one here will have a narrow bandwidth. And mainly because it has a narrow bandwidth, it will have, okay, a high quality factor. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if you know the consequences of having, yes, okay, a backing material or damping material, the opposite of those is going to be, yes, okay, not having a backing material. Just like, okay, is it raining where you guys are today? Right, okay. Now you can say it's okay walking out in the rain with a raincoat and rain boots. And maybe it's okay an umbrella. What is that going to do? That's going to ensure that you are not wet or you don't get wet. Wet hair, wet clothes, wet feet. Clear? Now, if you walk out in the rain, not wearing rain boots, let's say it's okay, barefoot, not wearing a rain jacket or whatever you call it, and not having an umbrella, what's going to be the consequence of that? Just the opposite, right? Clear? Okay. So yes, okay. Not only is your hair going to get wet, that's okay. Your clothes are going to get wet, and your feet are going to get wet. Did that make sense? Now, what do we mean by yes, okay, a high sensitivity? Yes, guys. What do we mean by sensitivity?
Like picking up reflections,
Okay.
like how well or poorly the machine picks it up.
Yeah. But yes, okay, you get reflections back. So if you say that you have a high sensitivity,
Then it can pick up on weak reflections.
exactly, right? Okay, it will even respond to weaker signals. Okay. Did that make sense? Okay. But yes, okay, it's going to have a narrower bandwidth. Now, what would that mean? That there's going to be okay, a less difference between the minimum and maximum frequencies, right? Clear? Okay. And due to that, it will have a low Q factor or quality factor. Now, what will be the frequency of these transducers here? Does anybody have any clue about that? What will be the frequency of these transducers here? Or what will determine the frequency of this continuous wave transducer?
The electrical wire of continuous?
Yes, my dear.
Yeah.
Well, okay, now be very careful what you say, my dear. Electrical wire, well, okay, yes. Here. This is my electrical wire.
The
So what
electrical
characteristic
wire
of the
attached-
electrical wire, if I keep it this much, is that going to increase the frequency?
The electrical wire attached to the transducer?
Okay. And how is that going to affect the frequency now? Okay, I increase the length of the wire to this much. Is that going to affect the frequency? Caitlin, you know you stepped in the soup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, let me take you out of the soup and say, well, okay, it has something to do with electric. Probably not the wire. Okay, Caitlin is about to just clean her feet. So if anybody else is allowed to answer, she's not in the hot spot. Okay, please try to
Electrical frequency.
electrical frequency. This was that continuous wave transducer. So the frequency of this fellow here is just going to be the same as that of the electrical signal or frequency of the electrical energy. Did that make sense? Why? Because there was no backing material to damp down the vibration frequency or the vibrate PCT. So that's okay. The rate at which it was stimulated by the electrical signal, that was going to be the rate at which it would transmit. Or that will be the rate at which it produces sound wave, and we is okay transmitting it at that rate. Did you guys get that? Any questions?
No question.
Okay, guys. So for this one here, yes, okay. Frequency of the transducer equals to the frequency of the electrical signal or energy, whichever you want to put it. Now, probably something that I should have mentioned a little bit earlier, but anyways, late is probably never too late. This continuous wave transducer here may also be known as a dedicated continuous wave transducer. Okay. Did you guys get that? So this little fellow here, okay, he may also be known as the dedicated continuous wave transducer, or just simply as, okay, the continuous wave transducer. Now, last but not the least is going to be as, okay, what is its use? Okay. Now, one thing that you guys will see in a little bit or later today, that, okay, yes, continuous waves. The continuous waves are mainly as, okay, going to, as, okay, we can say as, okay, be used to measure what we can say as, okay, very, 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 very high velocities. So primarily it's okay where we have it's okay high velocities. Or let's say it's okay, very, very high velocities. We mean it's okay we use as okay something that produces continuous waves. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Right, okay. Now my first question will be, let's say, okay, where do we find very high velocities?
In arteries.
Okay. Okay. Where will we find very, very high velocities?
Are you talking about like a part of the body?
Yes, my dear.
Like an art, like a certain area of the body with arteries?
Okay.
I don't think I'm asking it right, but I don't really know what you're looking for.
Is it in your heart?
Kristen said we find high velocities in arteries.
Okay, would it be in your legs?
Now let's not go specifically to an area right now.
Okay.
Now, in an artery, it's okay if we say it's okay, we have an artery. Generally, it's okay compared to any other blood vessel. This is mean it's okay where we will have a very high velocity. My question would then be is okay, in this artery, it's okay where we will find a very, very high velocity.
That'd be at a stenosis.
Exactly, Mattia. At a stenosis. Okay. But even this, yes, okay, may not be high enough that we may not be able to, yes, okay, detect it with, it's okay, pulsed wave Dopplers. Okay, so guys, there is going to be, yes, okay, an area in the body that if that is stenosed, that the velocity is so, 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 so high that a regular Doppler will not be able to record it. And that's why we mean it's okay, go and specifically it's okay, use this continuous wave transducer. Or we also just okay say, well, okay, the dedicated continuous wave transducer. So an area is okay in the body where, sorry, Teresa. Okay, where we can make this okay, the stenosis itself is going to just okay cause an increase in the artery high velocity, even if it wasn't stenosed, is going to be as okay at the aortic valve. Because as blood is being pushed by the left ventricle through the aortic valve, even if that, for instance, was fully opened. This is mainly going to be where we will have as the highest kinetic energy, which is just going to be because it's very high velocity. But that velocity is going to get even higher if that aortic valve, for instance, was stenosed. Just like as the velocity in an artery is going to be highest at a stenosis. So this dedicated continuous wave transducer, or this continuous wave transducer, is mainly dedicated if we need to measure the velocity of blood in case of an aortic stenosis. Now, what do you mean by an aortic stenosis? Here is by the aortic here is mainly referring to to the aortic valve. And stenosis, guys, is mainly just the word that mainly we just mean narrowing. So when the aortic valve doesn't open fully up to let the blood being pushed freely by the ventricles into the aorta, that is what you would call an aortic stenosis. Clear? Okay. So yes, generally, yes, to begin with, yes, this is going to be the point in the circulation where there's just the blood is going to be having the most kinetic energy. Because that's just when you just get that kick or push to be pushed into the circulation, from the ventricle into the aorta. Clear? Okay. Now this greater as kinetic energy is just going to you can just convert into a higher speed, a higher velocity, which is going to get even more higher if that's that blood now have to flow against a stenosis. We're just going to cause it just get even faster than it would be as in a similar stenosis anywhere else in a blood vessel. Did that make sense? Okay, so usually as this transducer here mainly as will only be used for as machines that are designed to conduct echocardiographs. Okay, even as the slot where you insert them is not similar to as those of the regular transducers. Okay, I think I showed you guys this one here one day in the lab. If not, well, we can always look at it on Wednesday again if you forgot it.
So just to clarify, the continuous wave is only used with the stenosis in the aortic valve?
Mhm.
Okay, Thank you.
Okay, because why, my dear? Okay, and now what you will see later on today, hopefully. Okay, the continuous wave, the continuous waves mainly as okay will enable you to record higher velocities or faster speeds. Is that clear?
Yeah, I got that. I just want, so you don't use it in like a regular artery
No,
with,
no, no,
okay,
no.
with
Because
this.
in a regular artery, even as okay, we can say it's okay with maximum stenosis, as okay, the blood is not going to be flowing at a speed that can't be detected by a regular Doppler.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Clear? Okay. Did that make sense? Okay. But mainly here is okay in the heart, or is okay at the aortic valve. Okay. That's just okay when you just okay give maximum gas to your car. Okay. Why? Mainly because that's mainly is okay where the blood mainly is okay pushed from the heart into the blood vessel. Okay. The chamber of the heart was the left ventricle. The blood vessel here was the aorta through the aortic valve. Okay, so that alone is going to be as okay, you can say the part in the circulation where the blood has a relatively as okay high amount of kinetic energy, which causes just okay flow at a fast speed. Okay, that speed will normally yes okay slowly slow down as it flows due to friction loss and things like that, right? Did you remember all that? Okay. Now, what we also said was that the effect of a stenosis and narrowing anywhere in the circulation was going to cause that at that area or spot, the speed will increase. Now just think of it that, okay, at the aorta or at the aortic valve, the speed is already at its maximum, and you stenose that, that's just going to just, okay, cause the speed to even get more higher. Clear? Okay. Okay. So primarily due to just okay the maximum kinetic energy, and on top of that, just okay the stenosis is just going to cause the velocity of blood to be super high. So high that just okay regular transducers, pulse wave transducers, may not be able to record that speed. Clear? Okay. Did that make sense? Okay, but this transducer here is primarily as okay dedicated for as okay in case that the velocity or speed at aortic stenosis is so high that you can't record it with a regular transducer. That's when they may as okay use this one here. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. Now, any questions? So what did we have? We have two types of transducers. Pulsed wave transducers, the ones that you guys normally as okay are used to see, right? Okay, your curvilinear, your linear phased array, your linear sequential array, the virtual array, and all those. Those are regular pulsed wave transducers. Clear? Okay. What can we use those for? Regular B-mode imaging. Okay. What do that give us? They give us regular, that's okay, B-mode imaging, that's okay, regular black and white, boring looking pictures. But that's when we had them on in B mode. Whereas, okay, if we turn on the Doppler modes, whether that was color flow or pulsed wave Doppler, what would that give us? Doppler readings, along with the B mode image. Okay. The other kind of transducers that we had, the one that we just discussed, continuous wave transducer, is a unique transducer, mainly because okay, it is built with no backing material. So since it has no backing material, it's okay, there's going to be no image. But you can still record Dopplers. Now, what hell of a Doppler is that you can record, you'll be able to record speeds or velocities which can't be recorded by pulsed wave transducers. Super, 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 super high velocities. Velocity that we normally only find in cases of aortic stenosis. Did that make sense? Okay. Now, what make this one here, yes, okay, a continuous wave transducer, please mind it, guys, is no backing material. So no backing material, high sensitivity, low, or yes, okay, narrow bandwidth, and a high quality factor. Okay, what else do you call this transducer? It is also known as, or referred to as, the dedicated continuous wave transducer. Okay, how many crystals or PCTs does it have? 2 half-moon shaped PCTs or semicircular PCTs. One continuously transmitting, one continuously receiving. Any last words of wisdom? Nope. Nope. Nothing?
Nothing.
Not for you? Okay. So what was going to be the frequency of this transducer here? What was going to be the frequency of this transducer?
The frequency of the electrical material. I don't know how to word it.
You don't know how to word it. Okay. Frequency of the electrical signal or energy, right? Okay. That's
I
all.
was one word off.
Get. You started with wire, right?
I'm improving slowly. One day I'll get it.
No, it's okay, dear. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's take a short 10-15 minutes break. Read on your continuous wave transducer, page 313. Okay. Work on your notes, and when we come back, we will talk a bit about our pulsed wave transducers and how they can be used to conduct different kinds of Doppler studies. Okay. Is that clear? Okay, guys. So I see you guys at 10:10. Now, before I start, does anybody have any questions?
No.
Nope. Okay. So let's just get back to our first page. So what did we said? That our pulsed wave transducer. Now these were mainly all the transducers that we have talked about in chapter 8, prior to makeup of it, and specifically in chapter 12. Okay. Curved, etc., linear, sequential, so on. So okay. So they have backing material. What were the consequences of a backing material? Low sensitivity, greater bandwidth, and low quality factor. Okay. Now, these transducers here that we call pulsed wave, we could also refer to them as being imaging transducers. Okay. And mainly when we use them in plain imaging mode, that is your B mode. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Because what was it that we got from a B mode? That's any shaped image. Okay. But yes, in this regard, we can say different shades of different intensities. Because some are going to be bright, some are going to be dark, and so on and so on. Okay. We already have talked in details about that. But using this transducer here or these pulsed wave transducers here, we can also turn on Doppler modes. Is that clear? And what is it that the Doppler modes are going to do? It's going to help us measure the velocity of blood. Okay. In 90% of Doppler case studies, we will determine we will try to measure the velocity of blood. In some instances, Dopplers, so some specific Doppler modes that we talk about, it would just be speed. Not necessarily any direction, but just just the speed. How fast or slow is it that it is running or flowing? Is that clear? Okay, by most instances, okay, we will look at the velocity, which was going to be just that speed plus the direction. Yeah, okay. Now, guys, that Doppler info can be in what we call color flow, where that black and white image maybe we will have color filled into that black and white image. That's what we plainly can call a color Doppler. Which mainly was just as a regular B mode image in which there was color. And since that's in this case, we can say it's that the B mode image has more than just gray and white, gray and black and white shades, which is color. That's why it's this color Doppler here is can also be referred to as a color duplex. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So a duplex mainly is just a more, you can say it's more sexier term referring to Doppler. Okay. Whereas you could still have as a plain black and white image. Okay, still a B mode image. Okay. But that B mode image can also be accompanied by this graphic display here. Where we may just call this fellow here is the spectrum. So these two together mainly can also be called just let's just do it this way. We can say it's that these two together here is they can be called as a spectral Doppler. But what is it that they were? Nothing more but your B mode image along with the spectrum. But this spectral Doppler here can also be called a spectral duplex. Where the duplex mainly means that, yes, something was added on to the regular B mode image. Which in this case here was this graphic display of, let's say it's your Doppler shift velocity. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Good. Any questions so far? Now, guys, if you guys want to, you can say, well, we have a regular B mode image. If you want to, yes, okay, you can add color. And now you will have, okay, yes, you can say it's okay, a color duplex, a color Doppler. Now, along with this color Doppler here, you can still, yes, okay, add a spectrum. Did that make sense? So what do you get when you put all these three here together? Although, yes, okay, there's not much of a point of doing it. But it's okay, all these three together here will just be as okay, what we can call as okay, a Doppler triplex. Okay, because what do you have? You have both the B mode, color mode, and it's okay, spectral Doppler mode. Okay, so that's okay. When it comes from, it's okay. It becomes okay, a triplex. Okay, guys. Now, one thing, please, 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 do not confuse what I said earlier to what I may say now. When I say early, I mean before we went on a break. That was a continuous wave transducer. That is going to be a separate kind of transducer. Clear? Okay. A little fellow with a hell of a okay. That continuous wave, the dude that you see on page 313, he's a little fellow. Okay. His fingerprint is not bigger than, okay, yes, our footprint, sorry, is not bigger than this, or is at the size of a nickel. Not nickel, sorry, dime. Clear? Okay, but that was going to be okay, a dedicated continuous wave transducer. What makes him a continuous wave transducer is he or she doesn't have a
Packing material?
backing material. Here we go. Right, okay. Okay. Now, our traditionally used transducers. So that's why I say, okay, get out of the way. So it says, okay, transducers, what did we have? Continuous wave transducers. Page 313. Pulsed wave transducers. Okay, mainly it's okay, the transducer that we talked about in chapter 12. Specifically, it's okay, individually. And generally, it's okay in chapter 8. They build a backing material matching their PCTs, okay, but what these continue wave transducers, yes, okay, may be able to do, well, okay, as we can use them for B mode imaging. That is not going to be the case here because these were non-imaging transducers. Okay, but that was going to be as okay when we had it on in B mode. And as I have shown you guys on the machine, B mode is the only mode that you can't turn off. Right?
Right.
Good. Now, these pulsed wave transducers. Pulsed wave transducer, yes, okay, they can be used in Doppler modes. Or we can use them to get Dopplers. Okay, and now guys, the two kind of Doppler modes that we will have is going to be, as okay, we talked about is going to be pulsed wave Doppler. Is that clear? Okay, and the details of that is okay, we will find, or we'll see that on page 314 in the book. Okay, the other more Doppler mode that we will talk about, and that's why I said is going to be, it's okay, what we'll call a continuous wave.
So these fall under pulsed wave transducer?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so please do not think that this and this here, they are not the same. Did you guys get that? So continuous wave Doppler is not the same as what we as okay magnitude continuous wave transducer, because this was a completely separate transducer. By using a traditional pulsed wave transducer, okay, there can be as okay two types of Doppler modes that we can use. One is going to be as okay what we call a pulsed wave Doppler. The other Doppler mode is going to be as okay a continuous wave Doppler. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Any questions?
No.
Good. And this one here, I think you will see on page 300. Now, guys, let us just talk about the pulsed wave Doppler. Okay. Now, please keep in mind, guys, that's okay. Yes, okay, for this, we'll be using, yes, okay, let's say, yes, okay, any traditional transducer, which may have, right now, it's okay, because it's okay, we'll have, we can say, it's okay, multiple PCTs. Clear? Did that make sense?
Yep.
Now, these PCTs, all these PCTs is okay being operated by the B mode. will lead to, yes, okay, will give us the image. Clear? Okay, this was still going to be, yes, okay, we are still using a pulsed wave transducer. Okay. Okay, so this was still, yes, okay, pulsed wave transducer. All these PCTs, yes, okay, mainly be operated by, yes, okay, B mode would give you, yes, okay, the image, which was going to be, yes, okay, your B mode image. Now for your pulsed wave Doppler, okay, and the reason that we call it pulsed wave Doppler, that's okay, we'll get to that in just a little bit. It's mean, yes, okay, just going to be considered, okay, any one of these PCTs here that would be needed. So that's okay for this, okay, the pulsed wave Doppler, yes, okay, we can say, okay, only one PCT is needed. For the Doppler function. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is that this is going to be? Now, this is going to, yes, okay, this single PCT here is going to give us a pulse wave Doppler, which mainly will mean that it will just work like any other pulsed wave PCT. That, okay, yes, it alternatively pulses, or we can say, okay, transmits. And alternatively receives. Or we can say, okay, listens. Did you guys get that? Okay, now when we turn on a pulse wave Doppler, what is it that we will see on our image? Let's say this was our B mode image. What you actually, yes, okay, will end up seeing is something like this pops up. Did you guys get that? And what is that going to do? That is actually, yes, okay, going to be, yes, okay, well, let's say, yes, okay, whatever PCT that alternatively, now when we say alternatively, we mean, yes, okay, it will transmit and then it will receive. It will transmit and then it will receive. It will transmit, it will receive. Okay, but our Doppler recording of the velocity mainly as okay is going to be as okay recorded at this level here, or at this point here. This is where it's okay, the Doppler will be recorded. Or mainly it's okay because it goes alternatively. A pulse goes and comes back. A pulse goes and comes back. A pulse goes and comes back. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Now, what you will be able to do is you say, well, I don't want the pulse to be here. I want it to be here. I don't want it to be here. I want it to be, let's say it's okay down here. You will be able to move, yes, okay, this area here around. Okay, which means, yes, okay, we'll call this, okay, the sample volume. You can physically, yes, okay, maneuver it around your image. Okay, and as you do so, let's say it's okay, first it was here. We maneuver it over to, let's say it's okay, this area here. Then maybe it's okay, this PCT here, which then now it's okay, will be alternately pulsing and or alternately transmitting and receiving because we have moved the window here. Or if you, for instance, okay, put this okay, send the window over here, or it may be this one here, which mainly is okay, will alternately as okay be received as okay pulsing or sending out signals, and coming as okay receiving them. Okay, which was going to be as okay. So in that case, as okay, this would be the only PCT that was required for your pulse wave Doppler. All dependent upon as okay where you place it. Did you guys get that?
I think so. So a different PCT fires will pulse and receive depending on where
Yeah,
you
you
move
move
the sample volume.
exactly.
And then it would just, so if you just leave it in one spot, that's the only PCT that's firing and receiving.
Exactly. That's why it says, okay, for this one, we only need one PCT, right?
Okay.
Okay. But all the other PCTs, they're still going to be doing their job because you still have to get a B mode image, right?
Right.
Okay. But out of all those PCT there, we can say, okay, there's going to be one single PCT or crystal which may be doing two jobs. So, okay. Helping us, okay, producing the B mode image, but also as, okay, recording your Doppler. Did that make sense? Okay. Okay. And mainly as okay because it goes on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. That's why you say it's okay, it's pulsed. Did you guys get that? Now, any questions? Any questions, my dear students?
No.
Right, okay. Let's say as okay, right now, all of you, yes, okay, are hopefully listening to what I'm saying. Clear? Okay. Okay. But let's say yes, okay, one of you have been given the task, yes, okay, take the notes. Did that make sense? Now, hopefully that's okay. If you're checking your notes, you better be listening to. Okay. But all the other students say, well, okay, we're just going to try to only listen. Because we are not that good at, let's say it's okay, multitasking. So here the one that has been yes, okay, given the job of not only listening to yes, okay, still be creating yes, okay, a regular B mode image or part of B mode image, but also yes, okay, record the Doppler will be doing two functions, right? Did you guys get that? Okay, okay. But the thing here is that the reason that we call this a pulsed wave Doppler, the reason that we call this here a pulsed wave Doppler is because that Doppler is going to be, as okay, as we said, recorded mainly as okay by this single PCG, which would alternatively be on to send down a pulse, produce a pulse. And then it's okay after that. Oops, shit, sorry. Like this. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. But yes, okay, what you can do is, yes, okay, you can move this sample volume. Or sometime I may just refer to as okay to the sample window, because this means okay going to be the window in which yes okay your Doppler is going to be as okay recorded. Okay, but if you want to, yes okay, you can move it all around your image. You can keep it at shallow depths. You can keep it as okay at greater depths. You can even as okay moving down to greater depths. Okay, you can move it right, you can move it left. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Good. Now, one thing. Now let's just put it this way, say yes, okay, this was your B-mode image. Here, okay. Because that's okay, we have the transducer, whichever. And let's just say it's okay that this was our PCT that was used, okay, that's going to be okay for our pulsed wave Doppler. Okay. Now, guys, do you guys recall PRP and PRF and depth?
Yep.
Good. Because that is going to be help or it's okay handy now. Clear? Okay. Because, guys, what did we call this? We called it a pulsed wave Doppler. Doppler is made as okay, that's telling us okay, that's going to be as okay, something that will help us as okay, measure the velocity of blood. Now, guys, when we say it's okay, why do we call it pulsed wave? Why do we call it pulsed wave? Mainly because we says okay, this PCG is alternatively going to yes okay be on followed by a silence. And we can say, okay, that would have been, let's say, okay, if we for instance, okay, had kept our depth here. We can say, okay, this is going to be as okay at a shallow depth. where we mainly can say it's okay that due to that shallow depth, we have a short off time, which mainly will mean that we have a shorter ERP, right? Right? For this pulse here. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Okay, now why would we like to just, okay, keep our sample volume at a shallow depth? Mainly because, okay, this sample volume here, yes, okay, dear guys, it has to be inside the blood vessel. It has to be kept inside the blood vessel for you to be able to, yes, okay, measure the velocity of the blood. Did you guys get that? But in this case, for now, yes, okay, we say it's okay. We kept it at a shallow depth. It may be all, it's okay, there may be, yes, okay, a case where let's say it's okay, the blood vessel is all the way down here. Did that make sense? Okay, and we didn't have a blood vessel up here. So you kept your sample volume up here. Yes, okay, you will not be getting any Doppler, or you will not be able to just, okay, measure the velocity of blood because the blood was flowing in a blood vessel down here. Did you guys get that? So that, what would that require? That will mainly require that, okay, yes, that you move your sample volume all the way down here. But what do we see here? This is going to be as okay at a deep depth or at a great depth. What will this pulse look like? Okay, we still said, okay, we had 3 cycles on the pulse. But what will we have here? We will have a rate off time, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear? Okay. And what was that grade off time going to do? Mainly cause that, okay, yes, we will have a grade PRP. And on the other hand, there's okay, that grade PRP may mean that we will have a inversely and reciprocally lower PRF. Likewise over here, we had a low PRP, we will have a rate, or we will have a inversely and reciprocally greater PRF. Did you guys get that? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Please make sure that you get it. Okay. Now it's the same concept, dear guys. It's the same concept. But what we mainly as okay just will call oops, okay, I got it. Sorry, guys. Now, what this PRF may be called here is okay. It's going to be it's okay. Great PRF. Or what this PRF may be called here is we can is okay. They will be called a sample rate. So what would a sample rate mean? Now, the reason that we call it sample is because, okay, what is it that it would do? If you get a sample of, that's okay. How fast or slow the blood is flowing through this window here. Or yes, okay, this window here. Did you guys get that? But mainly because it's okay at a shallow depth, mainly because okay, it's going to take the pulse a shorter time to go to the depth where we have kept the sample window and come back. You're going to have a greater sample rate because rate here is okay. Mainly is okay, just is another word that I refer to as okay. The frequency of samples. How many samples do you get in a unit of time? But which is just going to be the same as, okay, as your PRF. Did you guys get that? Oh, yes, okay. As I said back then, I will repeat myself now. You get to a booth and there's nobody standing at that booth where they just, okay, give a free sample of chips or cookies or whatever the thing is that they want to sell. What will you be able to do until they say, okay, it's enough? The next free sample you take, you're gonna buy, that's okay, a box or so and so. But you can actually, that's okay, get a great number of samples in a specific period of time. Clear? Okay. Whereas, okay, if they now say, well, okay, for each sample that you want to get, you have to get just okay in line. You can mainly say, okay, the longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer that line gets, what's going to happen? There will be as okay a greater and greater and greater and greater time between just okay your first to second sample, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, fifth to sixth sample, right? Did that make sense? So as before, yes, okay, you could take yes, okay, 100 samples in a second or in a minute, sorry. Right, okay. It may go down to yes, okay, just 2 samples in a minute because yes, okay, the line, there was a line that you had to yes, okay, follow before yes, okay, you could get your next sample. Did you guys get that? Okay, so dear guys, if you place it as okay in a vessel that is at a greater depth, well, okay, yes, you're going to have a lower PRF. For now, we would just call that as okay the sample rate. Okay, mainly because okay, was it just here? Well, okay, that's what will happen. Pulse goes, takes a reading, brings it back, comes a reading, gets it back, goes, comes and take a reading, get it back, goes, come and take a reading, get it back. Which take lesser time compared to this, okay, where we see here. Pulse goes, take a reading, going back. Pulse goes, take a reading, going back. Pulse goes, take a reading, coming back. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Now, one thing. Okay. Now, guys, not although yes, okay, not mentioned in your book. But that's going to be yes, okay, one of the first things that you may yes, okay, say, well, okay, how do I manage this gate here? First of all, keep in mind, guys, that okay, yes, this gate here is okay, has to be kept inside the vessel. So point number one is that okay, yes, the sample volume or the sample gate has to be kept inside the vessel. Clear? Okay. So first point is keep it inside the blood vessel. Because if you don't, if this is where you have your blood vessel, and yes, okay, you keep your sample gate up here. That's okay. You will have no Doppler shift or no Doppler recording. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. Another thing, guys, and that's mainly as okay, where things such as okay, as you angle steer and so on, so or fine angle steer, as okay, may as okay, play a role. Because you can say it's okay, you may be lucky enough that okay, as you have a blood vessel that runs like this across your image, for instance. Okay, but you mainly say it's okay, the blood is okay, mainly will flow in lanes like this. Now in that case, okay, first of all, it's okay, you have to keep the sample window within the blood vessel, but it's okay, it has to be like this. So let me just, okay, yes. We can just say, okay, that. It has to be like this. Or mainly it's okay, what you may as okay see as okay in your book, it has to be parallel or longitudinal to the direction of the blood flow. So other thing about yes, okay, that you have to make sure is that the sample window or volume is parallel, or we can say okay, longitudinal to the blood flow. So the blood flows like this. You have to, yes, okay, why? Because the blood vessel is like this. Across your image, you will have to, yes, okay, keep your sample volume steer like this. Did you guys get that? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Get, because that's okay. What it is, that's okay. This sample window is going to be doing is mainly it's okay just based on how much blood flows through this sample window. That's how it's okay. It will be able to it's okay because it's okay record the velocity. That's going to be it's okay brought back with that pulse info and it's okay be translated by your system using the Doppler equation to give you the velocity. Did you guys get that? Now, some of you will say, so what if, okay, it's a blood vessel, for instance, okay, runs across the image like this? Now, you can mean says, okay, this is your blood vessel. You can say, okay, in this is going to be as okay the way that in which is okay the blood runs. Okay. Now in this case, yes, okay, even though you kept the sample window inside the blood vessel, or you kept it like this, you're not going to get a good Doppler shift. So that's why I say, yes, okay, this is where it's okay, the steering or fine steering of your angle or your beam, yes, okay, comes in. So this will be wrong. You will have to steer it like this. Why? Mainly as okay, so that the sample window is parallel or longitudinal to the direction of the blood flow. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yes, my dear students. Anybody who didn't get that? Okay. Now this is a little bit of okay as a practical point. Clear? Okay. And that's made as okay. That's why we held as okay the ability of steering your sample gate or sample volume. Mainly so to align it longitudinal or as okay parallel to the flow of blood, whether it flows this way or that way. Did you guys did you guys get that? Okay, because even yes, okay, if you keep it inside the blood vessel, but if it is not aligned, you're not going to get a good Doppler recording. Did I make myself clear? Okay, guys. Now, the plus points of a pulsed wave Doppler. What are the plus points of a pulsed wave Doppler? Plus points or what we can call as okay, what are going to be as okay the advantages. Now, guys, if you look here, where did we say it here? Or even yes, okay, if we said here, what is it that it's going to be? The main advantage, dear guys, of okay, yes, your yes, okay, pulse wave Doppler is that okay, yes, is going to be yes, okay, whatever referred to as being yes, okay, site specific. What makes it site specific? Because okay, we will be able to yes, okay, measure a Doppler if we had a blood vessel up here, or even yes, okay, we had a blood vessel down here. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. How? The only thing that you had to do was to move your sample window to this point here. Or yes, okay, if you wanted to, yes, okay, move it down to this point here, right? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this, yes, okay, or it being, yes, okay, site specific. This can also be known as, and hold on to your glasses, range resolution. This site specificity here, we can also, yes, okay, see that it's going to be, yes, okay, range specific. Or yes, okay, whatever is going to, yes, okay, be free from, it's going to have freedom from range. Ambiguity artifacts. Now, what this range ambiguity artifact is going to be, that's mainly as okay, something that we will end up seeing as okay in a continuous wave Doppler. Okay, how and why is okay, we will get onto that later on. But mainly because that's okay that we are actually physically able to move our sample window across the image in the blood vessels. That's why it's okay we get that this is going to be site specific. Did that make sense? This site specific is also going to be as okay what we will call as okay range resolution. It can also be referred to as range specific. And it can also be referred to as being as okay freedom from range ambiguity artifact. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. But not necessarily as okay beneficial from okay a shallow or deeper blood vessel. But even as okay, guys, if we said that we have a blood vessel. Oh, do you guys mind if I go to another slide?
No.
Okay. So this was your blood vessel, right? Right, guys?
Right.
Good. Now, dear guys, what is the normal flow in a blood vessel called?
Laminar?
Laminar. Good. What do you mean by laminar, my dear? No, just because you answer the first, it's not, I don't want to just keep you. Anybody is allowed to answer. Please don't, yes, okay. Make Caitlin become the victim. Good. Okay, she helped us on the way, so we say yes, okay, laminar. But what did I? Yes, yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
They're like in their own lane, like in their
Okay, so we say yes, okay, blood flows in its own lane, right? Okay, normally. So these are all different lanes, right? Good. But still, normally speaking. Okay, let me ask, what are the two forms of parabolic, laminar flows? Sorry.
Plug and parabolic.
Okay, good. Now, which of these two forms here is more accurately seen or more likely seen?
Parabolic?
How many?
Parabolic.
Parabolic. Okay, what did we mean by parabolic? You're right, Lillian. So what did it mean to be parabolic?
That speed travels slower on like the outside, like where the walls are, and it travels faster in the center.
Exactly. So we can say, okay, in these different lanes, yes, okay, it's not going to be the same speed in all lanes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where we can say, okay, or here is okay, it will be slower. Here and here is okay, it will be faster. Here and here is okay, it will be even faster. We can say, okay, here and here is okay, it will be even faster, and here it will be very fast. Did that make sense? Within the same blood vessel. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yep.
Good. So if this was your blood vessel and you kept your sample volume here, what would you get? Well, okay, you will record a lower velocity, but you may just, okay, just record the velocity of the blood in this lane here, right? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Whereas, okay, what if you measure it in this lane here? As okay, kept it here. You get, okay, as a velocity for this area here, right? Okay, although, yes, okay, within the same blood vessel, or yes, okay, it will give you, yes, okay, the opportunity to scan the velocities, yes, okay, at different levels across the same blood vessel, which makes it site specific or give you, yes, okay, a good range resolution or range specificity or freedom from the range ambiguity artifact. Did you guys get that? Or let us just put it this way. Do you guys know how they control the speeds of us? Okay, check for the speeds of cars on the highway. What is it that the police may be having?
A radar?
Good. A radar. That's what they call it. But what is it? It's a big or smaller, it's okay, scanner gun, right? Clear. Okay. Now, if this is just okay, if the gun that they or scanner that they use here is going to be range specific or site specific, okay, they will know that, okay, as those 7, 10, 15 cars that are approaching us or are approaching me as I'm sitting here and looking at them, they be able, yes, okay, to pinpoint out a car in that crowd and actually, yes, okay, be able to specifically say that this is the car that runs fastest. Did that make sense? And that probably is okay, would be tagged or marked and okay, yes. Somebody is okay up the highway, maybe it's okay. Well, that's a blue car. This is the number plate and so on, so on, so. Follow him, pull him aside, and give him a ticket. Did that make sense? So they were able to, yes, okay, specifically mark the car. Okay, so that's what we mean. It says, okay, was going to be, yes, okay, site specific. Or range resolution, or range specificity, or freedom from range ambiguity artifact. Even within a blood vessel. Did you guys get that? Any questions? Nobody have a question?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So our main advantage was that, okay, as wherever we move that sample window, where that was from vessel to vessel, or within the vessel, it would enable us to just, okay, measure that velocity within that blood vessel. Clear? Okay. Or in a specific area within that blood vessel. Because of course, yes, okay, guys, you can say, okay, this was our blood vessel. Okay, that's just okay, that's just disregard, that's okay, okay. What do you want to call it? Parabolic flow, let's just say it's okay, bump, 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 like this. But let's say it's okay. At some point in this blood vessel, it's okay, there was going to be, it's okay. Let's say it's okay, stenosis. Now, what can you say here? It's okay. You could measure the velocity here at any point along this lane here, right? Okay. You can measure the velocity as okay at any point over here. Okay. Now, I may ask a dumb question. What if you keep your sample window here inside the plaque? Are you going to get a Doppler shift?
I don't think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, my dear. Let me just say that, okay, as you think right. Will you be able to tell me why you think so or don't think so?
Because it's a blockage.
Okay, it's a blockage.
The blood has to flow around it. So if
Okay, good.
measure in the blockage, blood can't flow through that.
Okay, good.
That's all I got.
Okay, but why don't you get a Doppler shifter? Or why is it that you can't measure the velocity? Or don't get a velocity?
Because there's no movement.
There's no movement. Why is there no movement, my dear?
Because the plaque is stationary.
Okay. My dear, what did I say? Here. Or here. Or here. Your sample window has to be in the area where there is blood flow for you to get a Doppler shift or a velocity, right? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So in the plaque itself, or the structure that caused the stenosis, unless that is a tumor or a mass or something like that, okay, there won't be no blood flow. So since there's no blood flow, my dear, there's nothing that's going to produce a Doppler shift. And if you don't have a Doppler shift, then you don't have a, well, okay, you don't get a recording of the velocity. Did that make sense? So that's why I said that sample window, well, okay, the beauty about it is that, okay, you can move it around from vessel to vessel to vessel to vessel. You can move it around in different areas of that vessel and get just, okay, specific velocities within those different areas. Did that make sense? Okay. But it's okay if you keep it outside the blood vessel, or yes, okay, in this case, yes, okay, if you keep it in the inside the stenotic plaque itself, well, okay, that's where you have no velocity because there's no blood flow. So that's okay, you will not get a Doppler shift. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, that would be like, okay, if I say, well, okay, yes, we have a street. On each side of the street is going to be, yes, okay, houses with front yards and backyards and things like that. Now, for you to be able to just, okay, record speeds of just, okay, car moving back and forth on that street, you have to get a reading from the streets, not from people's backyards, unless, okay, there's a maniac driver on the loose. So you're standing in the front yard of a guy's house, and it's okay, so, well, okay, let me just see, it's okay, how the car move in this front yard here, it's okay, or front lawn, you won't get any. Okay. Did that make sense? Okay. So the main advantage was that, okay, yes, it was able to measure speeds at different areas within a blood vessel. that we know that, okay, yes, in different lanes, for instance, okay, from lane to lane to lane to lane to lane, okay, the blood is going to just, okay, be flowing at different rates. But you can also say, okay, the speed here versus here is going to be different. Okay, so the main advantage of, yes, okay, our pulse wave Doppler was that it is site-specific, also known as range specificity, sorry, and freedom from range ambiguity artifact. Any questions?
No.
Okay, guys. Now, when things have advantages, they will also have disadvantages, right? There's always, that's okay, two sides of a coin, right? Here. Okay. And our main disadvantage here mainly is due to it being pulsed. The main disadvantage is mainly is, okay, due to it being pulsed. Because what did we have when we checked pulsed? There was going to be as, okay, an on time, but as, okay, that on time will be followed by an off time. Clear? Okay, which would affect our sample rate, or PRF as we call it, right? Clear? Okay. So the main disadvantage is that, okay, yes, well, maybe that's okay, due to it being pulsed. Which mainly, yes, okay, is going to lead to, yes, okay, that it can only measure what we, as okay, may refer to as being low velocities. Did that make sense? What would that normally be ranging between? That because says, okay, anything between is okay. Sorry. Three to 5 meters per second. Did you guys get that? Okay. So velocity of what? Because it's okay, velocity of blood. So I was only going to be able to measure this, okay, velocity between 3 to 5 meters per second. We can say, okay, this 5 meters per second is the max velocity that, okay, as a pulse wave Doppler will be able to measure. Clear? Okay. Now, what would this 3 to 5 meters per second have been? If it says, okay, millimeters per second. What would have been the volume then?
Is it 3,000 to 5,000?
Very good. Millimeters per second. Did you guys get that? Okay. And now I may say something, because primarily it's okay that it's only able to measure these low velocities here, or relatively lower velocities. That's why it's okay. That means it's okay, at least it's okay, the major it's okay disadvantage of using SOK pulse wave Doppler is that we get an artifact known as aliasing. Okay. Did you guys get that? So this is primarily as okay, the main disadvantage of using a pulsed wave Doppler. Okay, that it only is able to measure low velocities. Yeah, okay. And what that limitation of a pulse wave Doppler will lead to is going to be an artifact that we call aliasing. Now you may, yes, okay, on the following pages see that, yes, okay, they talk aliasing, 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 aliasing. Right? Okay. For now, just remember this much, that aliasing is an artifact only seen using pulse wave Dopplers. What's the main reason for it? That pulse wave Doppler can only measure low velocities. A range that goes between, yes, okay, 3 to 5 meters per second. So what we mainly can say that, okay, yes, if the blood was flowing at a speed greater than 5 meters per second, right, okay, and you try to measure that using, yes, okay, pulse wave Doppler, you may, yes, okay, come across aliasing. Did I make myself clear on that one? Now let us just take that to, yes, okay, to the highway patrol scenario. Now, off the record, I'm not going to turn you into the DMV or the state troopers or whatsoever. How many of you has tried the limits of your car? Okay, I see somebody nodding. Okay. Okay, Teresa, just spit it out. How fast have you gone?
Well over the highway speed limit.
Just give me a number.
110.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. And you call that well above the highway limit?
I would say that is well above the highway limit. Yep.
Okay.
Mike, what's the fastest you've ever gone?
I better keep my mouth shut now. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, let's say Teresa, yes, okay, she was going 110. Here, let's just stick with that. Okay, on the highway. Now, the cops who are scanning, they're, yes, okay, scanners or radars, as she called them, can only measure up to, yes, okay, 85 miles per hour. Now, the speed limit is 55. So when they pull her over, they will say, well, okay, you are going far beyond the speed limit. But they can only document that she went up to 85 miles per hour. Those extra 20 SOK or 25 miles between 85 and 110, they couldn't record that because their speed limit of scanning was 85 miles. Okay? So my dear, you could have got, okay, you could have got some points on your driver's license or been suspended.
I
Or
got a
maybe,
warning.
okay, you get away with a warning, okay. Teach us that trick after the class then. But, right, okay, you get away with, okay, maybe it's okay, just a fine or a ticket or whatever. Did that make sense? So here's okay because our limit. And please keep these words in your mind because okay, they will get handy or become handy once we talk of aliasing, because that's pretty much okay what aliasing all is going to be about. That they were only able to scan up to 85 miles per hour. You were going 110. So that difference between the speed that they were able to scan and the speed at which you were running your car is going to become aliasing. And mainly because in pulse wave Doppler, what we just said, that it lays, okay, its main disadvantage is that it records low velocities only. Is that okay as blood flowing beyond that velocity limit that it can record is going to be recorded as aliasing, or is going to become aliasing. Okay? That you are left with the benefit of doubt. They may ask you, do you know how fast you were running or driving? And you may give out the magical number and say, yes, okay, I was going 110. Let's be honest. Okay, then you don't get the benefit of doubt. Then they will say, okay, we now know that. Okay. Any questions, my guys? So in all the lanes, that's okay. They were able to say, okay, car, a gray sedan, yes, okay, in the second lane from the left. They may even be able to just, okay, pick up your number plate, and the next thing you know is a police car is okay, comes and waves you to the side. Not just Teresa, don't. It could have been any of us. And you may just be in that mood for that day, yes, okay, say, let me just try the limits of this thing here. Now, don't bring those speeding tickets to me. I'm not going to play the phone. But like, okay, you see the point, right, guys? So what was the plus point? Okay, yes. Site specific. What do you call that? Range specific or range resolution or freedom from range ambiguity artifact. The disadvantage was that it was only going to be able to measure relatively lower velocities or speeds. Where we mainly will say it's okay. Any velocity or any speed at which the blood was flowing at, which was beyond our maximum limit that we were able to record or scan, is going to become what we call aliasing. Okay, guys. Now take your lunch break, chew on how much you want to, it's okay. Try the liberty of, okay, yes, testing the limits of your cars. But before we go on lunch, we would like Dr. Teresa to tell us, yes, okay, what is the trick of how to just get away with a warning?
Be really nice to the state trooper and apologize. And be a woman.
Okay, Kristen, I guess we are out.
That's our only advantage in this world, Mike.
Is that what they call girl power?
That's precisely that. Yeah.
Okay. Shit. So I guess we just have to be double nice.
Maybe keep a wig in the car.
Keep a wig.
Yeah.
So what the hell am I going to do with my mustache?
There's women who have mustaches.
Or maybe I could just say, well, okay, I'm a bad case of COVID. Even if COVID gets away, that's okay.
I was gonna suggest wax strips in the car, just in case you might have to just wax it right off real quick.
Okay. Okay. I better. I've seen how it goes when people vax. Have you guys seen that movie?
Which movie?
Oh, there's a movie where it's okay, a guy is getting vaxxed.
You talking about the 40-year-old virgin?
Yes.
Yes, with Steve Carell.
Okay. So the next day, that's okay, I may have, that's okay, show up like something like that. Probably not. And okay, then Dr. O'Brien will say, so Mike, were you stopped yesterday by the state troopers? No. Okay. Peace be with that. Okay, guys. So okay. Go on your lunch break, guys, and I would like to see you guys back at, should we say, 1 o'clock? Is that fair? Okay, guys. Now, please, please, please try to just reread on your pulsed wave Doppler, okay, as well. Okay, check it out. Now, before we continue, any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, okay, okay. And let's see. So the next thing that we will be talking about is going to be what we'll call continuous wave Doppler. Please keep in mind that this is not a continuous wave transducer, okay? You will still be using a pulsed wave transducer. Yep. Did I make myself clear on this?
Yep.
Okay. Now let's just look at this fellow here. Okay, yes, it will be as we just said. A continuous wave transducer. Okay. Also a pulse wave transducer, sorry. With multiple PCTs. Now, it's still going to be as one PCT that will be used for your Doppler. Okay, guys? But this one single PCT here, okay? Now it's going to be physically, let's say it's okay. Physically speaking, yes, okay, it's going to be one PCT. Whereas, functionally or function-wise, is going to have two functions. Clear? Okay. And those two functions is going to be that, yes. One, that this will be continuously transmitting. That's why it's this whole thing is we refer to as a continuous wave Doppler. Whereas on the other hand, this one PCT which physically was one, but mainly as okay, it's functionally as okay divided into two components, but also continuously receive. Did you guys get that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So physically it's going to just be one crystal or one PCT. Okay, which that is going to be functionally as okay, performing two functions at the same time. Is going to be continuously transmitting, is going to be continuously receiving. Okay, and mainly as okay, due to this continuously transmitting and continuously receiving. Okay, that's why it's okay. This whole is okay thing, the phenomena that we will talk about here is going to be as okay, a continuous wave Doppler. Because okay, what this continuously transmitted wave and continuously receiving wave is going to provide us with will be as okay the Doppler. And what was the Doppler? Mainly as okay, just recording the velocity of blood. Yeah, okay, but this was not a continuous wave transducer. It is still going to be a pulse wave transducer. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Any questions so far?
No.
Good. So if we just look at it, let's just, can I go to another slide, guys?
Sure.
Sure. Good. Thank you. So we say yes, okay. Let's do this. We can say it's okay that we have this. Sorry. It was a pulsed wave transducer. Okay. We say it's okay. It had just like any okay other pulse wave transducer that we have been talking about so far. Will have okay as multiple PCTs. We can say that okay, in all these PCTs here, so okay, we had one PCT which would be continuous producing and receiving continuous waves. Where we can mainly say, okay, what would that do? Continuously, sorry. We should probably use some light colors. Okay. Transmit. Yeah. And on the other hand, will also be continuously receiving. Did you guys get that? I could probably make this a little bit better. Sorry, guys. Did you guys get that? Okay.
Yep.
So what was it that we saw? What is it that we see here? Let's say it's okay, this is the transmitted wave. And this mean is okay going to be the, let's see, it's okay, reflected waves. That continuously transmit and continuously receive or reflect. So what we mainly have here, sometimes it does it. We have this area here, right? And what would that be? That would be because it's okay, an area of overlap. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
And now, guys, what I mean is, okay, we'll say, okay, it's going to be in this area of overlap. Is where the Doppler frequency is recorded. Because mainly it's okay, just going to be it's okay a difference between the frequency of these waves versus yes, okay, the frequency of these waves. Okay, or where would that be recorded, or wherever is it that okay, this frequency will be compared to this frequency, will be in the common area where they were overlapping. Did you guys get that? And that's mainly as okay going to inform the system of the Doppler frequency, which then just will be converted into, it's okay, a velocity. Did you guys get that?
Yeah, I just had a question though. On page 312 for this, it says that it requires two crystals, one to transmit, one to receive. Is that wrong in there, or is that?
You can put it that way, my dear, because okay, that's what I mean. It's physically one PCC. It's just going to be as okay, physically as okay, performing two functions. Okay. So physically one. Okay. Let's just put it this way. Okay. Okay. You are physically one person. But let's say that okay, yes, as you are continuously listening, you are continuously writing. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Where okay, what was going to be the example of a pulse wave Doppler? You may listen to, yes, okay, only 3 out of the 6 words that I spoke and be able to read those or write those down. Did that make sense? Why? Because that was alternative. Okay. So yes, okay. If you're going to be asked, it's going to be one PCG that continuously fires and receives. So physically it's one, but functionally it's split. That as it transmits, it also receives. And that's why it's okay here, guys. Your Doppler frequency is going to be recorded in that area of the overlap. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, guys, we can mainly say as okay, what's going to become as okay, the major disadvantage of this thing is okay, that on your screen, you will not be able to see yes, okay, where this area of overlap falls. Right, okay. So what was what mainly as okay was the major advantage of a pulsed wave Doppler, which was that it was site specific, right? Right? That's not going to be the case here. Clear? Okay. So this fellow here is okay, this pulse wave Doppler, okay, mainly yes, okay, as I say, yes, okay, is going to be yes, okay, in this area of overlap here. Is okay, where the Doppler frequency is going to be recorded. Okay, and if we just look at that area of overlap, yes, okay, and let's say it's okay, a blood vessel here. What do you see? It's not going to give you, yes, okay, an overall, sorry, a specific, and you can say, okay, what was the speed in this lane versus this versus this versus this? The liberty of which you had with your pulsed wave Doppler. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all this, okay, I don't like to just, okay, discuss disadvantages first, but let's just go with that. And says, okay, what is going to be as okay, the major disadvantage of continuous wave Doppler? That mainly is going to be as okay, what we as okay say is going to be as okay, the range ambiguity. Which mainly is okay, unlike the pulsed wave Doppler that was site specific. And if you guys remember, yes, okay, when we talked about, yes, okay, the pulsed wave Doppler, one thing that we said, okay, that site specificity was called, or range specificity was freedom from this range ambiguity artifact. Did you guys get that? Okay, so we can say as okay, that's going to be as okay, mainly as okay, the major disadvantage. Okay, which mainly cause us okay, it's just going to give us okay as an overall, that's okay, just an average. It will not be able to say, well, in this lane, it's okay, it flows at this speed, in this lane, that's the speed, in this lane, that's the speed. That's not going to lanes, but it's okay, at this and this and this and this level, these are going to be as okay, the specific speeds. That were mainly as okay, just say, well, okay, whatever speed is being recorded in this area here, it's okay, it's going to take an average of that. And that's going to be as okay, what will be recorded or reported as the Doppler frequency or velocity. Did you guys get that? Or as, yes, our highway scenario. Cars in different lanes, yes, okay, maybe driving at, okay, yes, different speeds. Okay. But if you mainly as okay, just as okay, evenly as okay, determines the speed like this. We won't be able to specifically say that, okay, yes, this one here was the fastest. This fellow here mostly as okay was the slowest. This one here would have been a fast one. And this one is okay, we're not being the slowest, but okay, it's still slow. Okay, we will mainly as okay, just be able to say, okay, as all these speeds here is added, it's okay, and average. Okay, this could have been going by just okay, let's say it's okay, 200 miles. This one may just go by 20. This may go by, let's say it's okay, 100 miles. This may be as okay, just have been, let's say it's okay, 50 miles. Something like that, roughly speaking. Okay, but here we can make as okay, just get an overall average velocity of the tail. And it's okay through the entire area of the overlap. So that's mainly because it doesn't specifically as okay record in individual lanes or laminars as we may call it. But it's okay from the whole area of overlap that gives us just okay that major disadvantage, which is going to be as okay the range ambiguity, which we were free from in a pulse wave Doppler. And that's why we may as okay call that range resolution, range specificity, or size specific measure velocity was also referred to as freedom from the range ambiguity artifact. Did you guys get that? So that was how, yes, okay, the cops scanned you and they pulled you, or you can know that was not me. It wasn't me. It was not me who was going at 200 miles per hour. It was that other car. He or she can't prove it. Because he or she was scanning us, okay, 7, 8 cars approaching. And it's okay, somebody in here is okay, is running at a high speed. Who is it? We don't know. So he or she may just target you just because they don't like the color of your car. Whatever. Or they don't like the last 4 digits of your number plate. It could be anything because they got to put somebody out, right? Did you guys get that? Good. Any questions? No questions? No comments? Okay, guys. Now, so we can mainly say, okay, this range ambiguity is okay, that is a major artifact of disadvantage, sorry, of an continuous wave Doppler. Okay. Now let's just talk a bit about this, okay, the advantages. What is going to be as okay, the major advantage of a continuous wave Doppler. And now, guys, okay, I briefly described that thought earlier this morning. when I say okay, continuous wave. Okay, so the advantage here is okay that this continuous wave Doppler here is able to measure high velocities. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, although not mentioned in the book, but yes, okay, just as we in the pulse wave Doppler, yes, okay, we have a range from 3 to 5 centimeters per second, right? Okay. Here is okay, the range is going to be as okay 8 to 9 centimeters, sorry. What the hell? Sorry. That's going to be too low. Meters per second. Clear, okay, which says okay, still can be 8 to 900. Watt per second. Yes, guys.
Centimeters?
Who was that?
Lily?
Lily. Very good, my dear. Or 8,000 to 9,000 millimeters per second, right? Clear, okay? So we can mainly say, okay, that's going to be the major advantage of a continuous wave Doppler. Okay. And now what we can do with our what we mean is okay, just kind of correlate that to is okay, yes, the disadvantage of your continuous wave Doppler was range ambiguity, which we didn't have in a pulse wave Doppler. But there was something as okay that was going to be as okay disadvantage in the pulse wave Doppler, which we don't see in a continuous wave. And that disadvantage was mainly as okay due to the low speeds because that led to aliasing. So one thing that we don't see in a continuous wave Doppler is mainly as okay because it's able to record high velocities. Another advantage due to that is going to be as okay that in a continuous wave Doppler, there's going to be no aliasing. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Any questions?
No.
Now, other disadvantage. Okay, guys. Okay, yes. Okay. Maybe we can just do it this way here and see. Pulse wave Doppler, continuous wave Doppler. What was the plus point here? Site-specific Doppler recording, right? Which was known as range specificity, range resolution, and yes, okay, freedom from range ambiguity artifact. Now the disadvantage was can only measure low velocities. And what that leads to is aliasing. Now, if you guys have heard the phrase one man's treasure is, or one man's treasure is another man's treasure, that's when you can mean, yes, okay, that's compare and contrast, yes, okay, a pulse wave Doppler from a continuous wave Doppler. Because what made yes, okay, was an advantage of your pulse wave Doppler is going to be as okay, the disadvantage of your continuous wave Doppler. Because that's okay, not site specific. Or rather, it's okay, well, in this case, we'll call it okay that it has that range ambiguity. Clear? Okay. Where, okay, as what was a disadvantage in a pulsed wave Doppler, it's okay. The opposite of that is okay. Become just okay the plus point for your continuous wave Doppler, which is going to be as okay that is able to as okay measure high velocities. And due to that, just okay, be free from aliasing. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. But, if ultrasound physics were that simple, then okay. Okay, because there's going to be as okay another disadvantage of our continuous wave Doppler. And what would that be? At the is that the TGC does not work on a continuous wave Doppler. What does that mean? Okay. Now let's just say this is our transducer. We can say, yes, okay, this is our image. Did you guys get that? Okay. And what we just had was, okay, yes, our continuous wave Doppler that goes here. And let's just say it's okay, reflects like this. And of course, that's okay, they were overlapped. Okay, and let's just say it's okay that in the area of the overlap, okay, is the blood vessel. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, okay. But what's going to happen is okay as this sound wave is okay travels deeper and deeper. Of course, it's going to is okay be more attenuated, whereas up here is okay is going to be less attenuated. So, okay. And what we actually is okay did to yes okay undo this greater attenuation at a greater depth was to compensate, but that's not going to work. So what we actually is okay still may get that okay yes at this deeper depth here yes okay it may appear as okay yes either that the blood vessel yes okay may be deficient from blood flow compared to yes okay these shallower depths here, which is not true. Clear, okay. But maybe that's okay because okay, what you may see is that okay, yes, before okay, yes, you turn on your Doppler, that's okay, the blood vessel mainly that's okay is going to be a dark gray color. Okay, that is just going to just okay light up as you turn on a Doppler. Okay, but it will still be stronger in these parts here is okay compared to this. Dark is okay, still remains dark because we can't really compensate for the attenuation that the sound waves undergo as they travel deeper and deeper when using your okay continuous wave Doppler. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, something which is okay, not really mentioned, yes, okay, in this chapter here, yes, okay, but we may, yes, okay, come up against it, as okay, come across it. In the next chapter is that, okay, yes, a continuous wave Doppler may not be ideal to use to get rid of aliasing if we are using color Doppler. Okay. So we have okay, one big question when then be is okay, what in the is it that this aliasing here is? And how we get rid of it? Now, guys, these were your transducers. These were your, we can say, okay, two kinds of Doppler modes. Continuous wave Doppler versus pulse wave Doppler. Okay. So you guys are good, or if you guys are able to just, okay, recall the mechanisms. Yeah, okay. Now, guys, whenever you hear the word pulse, what should be the thing that comes to your mind? Number of cycles, silence. Number of cycles, silence. Clear? Okay. So you should always be able to just, okay, relate that to things such as PRP and PRF. And please, 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 please make sure that you know the relationships of that PRF and that PRP to the depth that this pulse here is being sent on to. Did you guys get that? The advantages of each of them? Oh, sorry. Your pulse wave, what was the advantage? Well, okay, we could place that sample window or sample volume at any space, okay, to measure the specific blood volume, okay, blood velocity at that level within the blood vessel. Did you guys get that? Right. Okay. Whereas, okay, but just okay, the disadvantage is that, okay, yes, it can only measure lower velocities. And that's made as, okay, something that comes into the terms that, okay, yes, it being pulsed. Did you guys get that? Okay, now just look at it in the way that, for instance, okay, I'm speaking. And you listening. You will be alternating between listening, whatever you just heard. I give you the time to write it down if you want to. Did that make sense? Now you can say, yes, okay, the longer break that I give you, yes, okay, more time is it that I allow you to write down. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. But yes, okay, when if I, for instance, yes, okay, was speaking continuously, if you want to, yes, okay, write down everything, you had to be able to continuously listening and at the same time writing what you heard. Did that make sense? Okay. So if I was continuously, yes, okay, talking, wouldn't it be more likely, yes, okay, that you would miss out a lot of things as I was? If I was speaking, as if you were, as okay, first had to listen and then write, and had to listen and write. So that missing, that's what we're going to call yes, okay, aliasing, because I speak too fast for you to be able to follow. That's how yes, okay, my handwriting went from being yes, okay, an artistic handwriting that everybody loved to becomes yes, okay, handwriting that now everybody hates. Because okay, we like to take notes back in school. Okay, we didn't need to, but okay, the handwriting gets crappier. So what was the plus point of, okay, what was your continuous wave Doppler? Continuously listening and continuously is okay, transmitting and receiving at the same time. Clear? Okay. And you can say, okay, as long as you are able to just, okay, write as fast as I spoke, yes, okay, no problem. If I was speaking faster than you were able to read or write, you might have to go as okay and look for as okay or continuous wave transducer, because I was going to just okay be able to write super fast, even though as okay I was speaking super fast. Okay, but the only area that's okay where we get such high velocities that's going to be as okay super fast is going to be in cases of this okay aortic stenosis. Did I make myself clear on that one? Okay, but you can say it's okay, that continuous wave, that word means yes, okay, you should say, okay, as I listen, I can also write or something. Okay. But your continuous wave transducer does not have backing material. Okay. Now the main advantage of your yes, okay, continuous wave Doppler was able to yes, okay, measure high velocities, which mainly yes, okay, made it free from aliasing. A major disadvantage of the pulsed wave Doppler. Did you guys get that? Clear? Okay. Now, that, okay, the disadvantage of, yes, okay, your pulse wave or continuous wave Doppler was that it does not have, or it was not site specific. So we actually were going to have this, okay, what we call the range ambiguity. And if that wasn't enough of disadvantages, it was not going to be able to adjust it by help of your time gain compensation or depth gain compensation. So I may give you as okay the false impression of as if deeper down in deeper vessels that the patient actually is okay was anemic. A false impression, because less blood cells flows, hits the sound wave, and reflects back as weaker signals. Okay, your signals are still going to, okay, you can still, yes, okay, amplify the signals. Generally amplify, yes, okay, you can, but not depth specifically. Did you guys get that? So amplification is mainly as okay, just going to be as okay twisting on your color flow or on that pulse wave Doppler knob. Yeah. Okay, but here it's okay. In deeper depths, it's okay. You may have the disadvantage of it's okay getting what makes you it's okay maybe record as okay as a very, very low velocity. Falsely. Okay. Any questions? Good. So how is Doppler doing now?
Still okay, I think.
Still okay? Okay. Good. Okay. Let's hope it stays like that then. That's all I can say. Okay, guys. Now what we will be talking about tomorrow. Sure. Now, guys, do you want to do aliasing or you want to talk about things such as the spectral Doppler maps, color maps, few, yes, okay, smaller, bigger artifacts of Doppler? Or should we go with aliasing first?
Aliasing comes first in the book,
Okay.
so let's do that.
That's fine. Just want to make sure. Okay, dear students, so I guess that will be the last word of wisdom for today. And I guess tomorrow we were talking about aliasing. We were talking about yes, okay, what your book calls charts of aliasing. And what are those charts? Not mainly as okay, how in the how are we going to yes, okay, get rid of aliasing? This is a pain in the butt. So how do we get rid of it? Clear? Okay. So yes, okay, different yes, okay, system-related functions. I briefly yes, okay, showed you guys how to do them the other day. But yes, okay, we can theoretically talk about them. We can redo them yes, okay, on Wednesday. Okay, guys. So what will be the thing for you guys to do? Please read what we talked about today. Okay? Okay, guys. And I can only wish you guys a blessed day and see you guys tomorrow.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye, guys. Medina, who's Azina?